Adam to King Charles III, why it matters. In 2023, I did a series of videos on the subject of the kings of England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales, and how they could trace their family lines back to Adam. If you're interested in this subject, you can find more information on the Prophecy Workshop website. Scroll down through the contents page until you come to a section called The Kings of the Nations of the British Isles from Adam. I trace the Irish line back from Brian Boru, the Welsh line back from King Arthur, and the Scottish line back from King James VI. The English line, which came through King Alfred, merged with the Scottish line when James VI of Scotland became James I of England. And in fact, all four nations are represented in our current monarchy as embodied in King Charles III. King Charles is the 88th generation from Adam. I've attached a link at the end to explain this if you're watching on YouTube. But why does it matter from a Bible prophecy point of view? In the Bible, the passage of time was often counted according to the number of generations that had passed. We see this in the Old and New Testament. For example, Matthew chapter 1 verse 17. So all the generations from Abraham to David are 14 generations, and from David until the carrying away into Babylon are 14 generations, and from the carrying away into Babylon unto Christ are 14 generations. It's possible to construct a complete chronology of Bible history by counting up the generations from Adam. This is what Archbishop James Ussher attempted to do. So genealogies are important in understanding God's timeline, and this was something that was understood up until medieval times and beyond. Every royal house in Europe would at one time have had a family tree tracing its members back to Adam. In the modern age, however, these genealogies have either been dismissed as fantasy or forgotten altogether. However, they are remarkably coherent. If you go to the useful charts page of Prophecy Workshop, you can download genealogical charts for all the British kings. The reason it matters is because there are probably only going to be 120 generations altogether in the course of human history. God said in the time of Noah, Genesis chapter 6 verse 3, and the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. I think what is being said here is not that the maximum age a man can live is 120 years, because since that time, some people in the Bible lived longer than that. Even today, there are people who have exceeded that age. I think the Lord was talking about years in the sense of a lifetime, of years of life. The sense is that he would not strive with man for more than 120 lifetimes or generations. History is shorter than most people think, only 7,000 years altogether. In that time there may only be 120 generations. Some of those generations will be in the final 1,000-year millennial reign of Christ. Only at the end of the millennium will the rebellion against God that started with Adam finally end. Only then will God's Spirit finally cease striving with man. The royal genealogies show us that time is passing. About 88 generations have already passed. Despite the chaos we see around us, God is in control of his timetable. Daniel chapter 2 verse 21, and he changeth the times and the seasons, he removeth kings and setteth up kings, he giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. Also the genealogies show that the nations are created by God and loved by God. Each nation has a history and a key Christian king who brought his people together and made them a nation. In England, this was Alfred the Great. In Scotland, it was Kenneth MacAlpin. In Ireland, it was Brian Boru. And in Wales, it was King Arthur. I hope to make videos on the Christian roots of all these kings. Nationality is important because it was created by God. People are connected to their own place. We can see this in the Bible. Jesus is referred to as Jesus of Nazareth. The two men in white apparel who spoke to the disciples at the Ascension refer to them as men of Galilee. The world is trying to force us into a melting pot where there are no national borders and nationality is not important. However, the Bible is clear that the nations ordained by God are eternal. So thank you for watching. If you found this video interesting, you can find more information at prophecy-workshop.com.